Can you hear yourself okay in your mic? Here, I'll turn you up. Say something. How about now?
Beep boop. There we go. Well, one headphone.
Yeah. I still need to get like a balance cable for that.
Okay. Well, I can hear myself on that one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So you should be able to. Hey, everybody, we're just getting all set up. You can listen to us babble for a minute as what's up, Jaden?
I'm not even logged in yet. Who's this?
Yeah, so this will give Shannon time to log in, pull her chat up,
I was running beer runs for my boyfriend.
and getting a little something to wet my whistle with over here. JBM Design Co. says I can hear you.
Thank
Awesome.
God.
This should be interesting. By the way, Shannon, off the record, we're talking about DTG versus screen printing.
Okay.
So today's kind of been a busy day, and Shannon's like, "You choose the topic today." Like, great.
I'm mentally exhausted, honestly.
So we're going to talk about that, the pros and cons of each, which is kind of easier to get into as a startup company. Perhaps maybe when you'd want to integrate either or, but we'll dive into all of that here in a moment as we continue to get things set up. So just hang tight, and we'll start here in a few minutes.
I still have no news.
You still have no news? What do you mean news? Oh, news. I'm not worried about that.
I still have no news.
Do you have that schedule over there anywhere?
I do not. I was actually going to ask you to print that out, but I forgot.
You know, I don't have it on the PC end of things, but I think I got it down off the top of my head. So
All I know is I really like the ADHD part.
yes, man, I've got an idea for that since
Oh,
it
Lord.
is ADHD. I think it's something I wanted to do some time ago. But just hang tight, guys, and we'll do some shout outs.
There aren't any homeless people involved, are there?
No, not yet.
Well, that's a relief. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised that we haven't had any homeless people come in.
They tend to come into the shop area
Oh.
trying to sell stuff. I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Thanks.
I think the weirdest, though,
Appreciate it.
the weirdest I had to have was when that one contract guy came first time, and that dog was outside, and suddenly I had a stray dog in the shop, and he's like, "Oh, I thought it was your dog," and I'm like, "No, get it out!" It's just, oh, it was sweet. He was very sweet, big and cute and fluffy, but very, very dirty, and I'm just like, oh, there. Oh, okay, we've got 2 dogs in the shop, in the office.
Were you able to pull your chat up? Because we're about to get going here
I got it.
in a second. We'll kick our short little intro. It's not near as long this time around, and it'll be a good time. So be sure to share with everyone. Let them know we're live and to join the party, the Monday party. So you got your live all
Yeah.
or chat popped up.
Yeah, I was just laughing because my first suggestion is a Korean music video.
What does that even mean?
Like, you know, underneath it has like little videos and stuff.
Ah,
it's a Korean music video.
all right. Well, let's go ahead and kick it, shall we? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Shop Talk Live. We hope everybody had a great weekend. We
still
hope
at
your week
5.
went well.
I'm still at 5, 3.
You're so
What?
well. You're looking at a little bit of a delay there on your end, Shannon. So, yeah, there's always a delay versus what's actually going on live here versus what you guys are seeing. So let's go ahead and we'll do some shout outs. Shannon, do you want to go through and shout out some people? Okay, well, let me kick it off. What's up, Jaden? There's our nephew there.
I'm so off.
Russell Burns, what's up from Monster Inc. Screen Printing. JBM Design Co. What's up? He hears us good. I appreciate you for letting us know that. This should be interesting, says Brian Gutierrez. Yeah. Dave Gottschlich. What up, Mikey? What's the deal? We're doing well. We hope you're doing well. Also, just a long day at work. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. And who else do we have here? Zachary Moose. Screen printing. I'm biased. Yes, we'll definitely dive into that. I think, obviously, you know that we're a little biased towards screen printing, but it's never been something we have not considered. Bad Brad, what's up? How you doing? Russell Burns says I'd choose white toner over DTG, which to me makes absolutely no sense. Because white toner is part of DTG. Roosevelt Brown says he started with the DTG back in 2013. Mistake for him. He's interested in hearing you guys. Hi, Matt and Shannon. Hi, Apollo as well. What's up, Roosevelt? Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Oh, he's asleep.
Bad Brad, what up? Joseph, how you doing? I think I've already said. Gold Ghost, what's going on? Looks, I see you killing it over there. I hope you're still killing it. See what else we got here. SICC, what's good? And then JBM Design, what up at Bad Brad? Okay, we're gonna give it a few more minutes for people to tune in, and then we'll get this party started. We'll talk about what's gone on this past week in our shop. A little bit of our shop news. And then we'll talk about that here in a second. But if you want us to share some news or maybe a print that you're proud of, be sure to go over to Facebook and make a post there. I am going through weekly adding new members, so let's see. Let me go over to the desktop view, and we'll actually dive into that here in a moment once we kind of talk a little bit about what's been going on around here in the shop. What did you got, Shannon?
Well, there is something I did want to say, because I am responding like almost robotically at this point. A lot of people watch your channel.
Yeah.
And they're sending you a lot of questions through email.
Through email? Yeah, so this would be a great place for me to go and answer those questions.
Or just reach out through the channel.
Yeah.
I can't answer half the questions, and Matt doesn't have time for me to follow him around.
No, we get a lot of junk mail. We get a lot of spam stuff. But I do try to respond to everybody I can find, like, that actually ask a question. I suggest that they go to your channel to ask the questions, but it's getting like almost robotic. Like, I feel like it's just an automated answer at this point. And if you guys really want to reach Matt for questions and everything, just message him straight through his channel, because he's terrible about checking the emails at this point. It's not that I'm terrible. Speaking of, don't even get me started with the terrible stuff, because I have to go through regularly. Anyways, we'll do the shop news, and we'll continue the I guess this kind of is some of our shop news. So yeah, a little bit of shop news. We'll tell you what's been going on around here in the shop. As Shannon was mentioning, emails definitely. It's something that
I'm kind of overloaded.
where Shannon's a little overloaded, but I mean, there's times I'll go through and I'll look at the email icon. It says 400 unread icons. Not icons, but messages, and a lot of it's just junk. So I'll have to filter through and grab like Adobe's newsletter crap, throw it away. But there's just all these things that where they just accumulate your email address from, you know, if you're getting supplies or whatever the case may be.
The ISS show. No one told me that I was going to get harassed through the ISS show when I gave him my little badge.
Mm-hmm. So what's been going around? What's been going on around our shop, Shannon? That you would say that's happened this past week, aside from
This past week?
yeah,
Today?
no, this past week or even today, because we went live last Monday. So there's Tuesday through today that we haven't had a chance to talk about some of the things that's been going on around here.
Well, today I spent easily 6 hours just ordering things.
There you go.
Easily. And by the end of it, I had a headache.
So things have been slow this past month, and now it's starting to, we're starting to ramp up. The slow season is just kind of slowly just kind of coming to a halt, which I've been enjoying some of the downtime that we've had. Plus, it allows me to work on my Christmas present. I was hoping I could finish up my car before we got busy again. But anyways, and everybody's been here, and we haven't been cutting anybody's hours or anything like that. It's you know, there's work coming in. There's just been enough work to kind of keep Mario busy, and today was quite the doozy. I don't know if you realize what was going on out in the shop with Mario today, but man, he just didn't have.
I heard him say "Pinche Mario."
You heard him say "Pinche Mario" to his own self. Yeah. Today wasn't a very good day for Mario because we. Like, all right, it's Monday. We got all these orders lined up and got him exposing screens. I think he did maybe about 11 screens. And it was like, all right, we got stuff to print. He started getting after it. It was a one color white on black shirts, and it exposed the screen, set things up. I'm like, yeah, it looks good. Let's rock and roll. He started printing shirts, and the screen just kind of started initially. I'm like, man, you got to watch the dust control a little bit. Not a little bit. I mean, you just got to watch the dust control. Don't set the films anywhere where it's dirty, there's dust or anything like that. Be careful after you reclaim the screens to not just let them sit out. I mean, we do tend to let them air dry just for a moment. And sometimes because it had been slow, he washed a lot of screens out, just reclaimed them, and because we can only fit so many in our exposure cabinet or our screen cabinet, they kind of like sat up over the weekend and got dusty, and I can tell he coated some of those, and I'm just like, So he gets this all set up, and then there's a pinhole here and there, and I'm like, all right, tape up these pinholes, we're good to go. Does the first 10 shirts because we're on the automatic, and starts running things off, and I'm like, hold on a second, there's some pinholes here and there. By the time we got finished chasing pinholes, the whole bottom side of the screen, I mean, generally we tape around the image area as much as possible, but he is taking little pieces of tape and taping pretty much everywhere, and it just was not working out today. So I was like, man, just take that screen off, just expose a new one, because this is being a bigger headache than it really needs to be. And he didn't have enough. Sorry, Mario, if you're watching, not trying to. But so a couple shirts came up off the pallet. Crap happens. This just goes to show that even in our shop, you know, not everybody's going to have a great day. So we're looking forward to just kind of wiping this Monday aside. At least I know Mario is. And then kind of starting fresh tomorrow and just kind of killing it. We did get an order out today that was a pretty simple order that
that was fun.
It makes you feel good when you can get an order out and everything goes smooth. Even when you have an order where it's just like, all right, I need to just put this aside for now because this just is not working out.
That order was actually really kind of fun because the guy comes in, it was just straight up walking, and he looks at me and goes, "Habla español?" No.
See,
Matt, because Mario, of course, that was when he was out to lunch. So Matt's like sitting there trying to get everything done with it, and I'm just there going, "What do I need to write down?"
I know just like basic Spanish, and we managed to get through it, and he put 50% down, and now his order's ready. So, and we basically communicated by phone, and I used Google Translate to my advantage because my Spanish, like, I understand more than I can actually speak these days. I spoke Spanish a little better back in the day, like 20 years ago. So that definitely was interesting. Other shop news for us is we've got some oversized prints that we're doing, and generally we would go to Orange Stars, Wayne's shop here. It's out in Katy, which is the complete opposite side of Houston, and so we would have him do it, but it would just take all day from me leaving here, going all the way over there, getting things going through his system, and while he was printing those, in exchange, I'd help him out with a few things that he had questions about, and it just we got what, 5 orders that are oversized prints,
and they're all anime. I'm super excited. He and I geeked out over it.
Yeah, they're all anime prints. They're like what do you call it? Fan art? Mm-hmm. They're fan art, and I don't even know if it's something we can really record because
no.
I might record some of it because it's just fan art stuff. Maybe not.
Legally, I would advise against it.
I don't want to put his art out there.
Your lawyer says no.
It's his artwork that he wants us to keep on the low. So it's his fan art, something he's created. So back to the oversized printing. Mario, if you follow us on Instagram, be sure to follow us if you're not following us on Instagram. And I posted just like a little snapshot of this printer Mario brought in, and that thing was like a bus. It completely took up the back seat of his car.
And he had to. It was delayed a couple of days because his son wasn't around to help him like load it.
Yeah, and so it's like a 2-person. You need 2 people to move the thing around, and it is an Epson 9800. And the thing's just, it's a little on the ancient side. It needs some work. It would be a good printer to get up and going, but you know, it's not my printer, and I didn't want to toss money into it, and Mario didn't want to put more than a few $100s into it. And I'm like, yeah, you basically need a print head at this point, because we tried cleaning the print head, we flushed the lines. I put an entire day's worth of work into it, even paying Mario to help. He's helping me out, and we went through all the paces and just couldn't get it to print. So I went to my old employer, whom I worked for. I quit working there and started doing this full time, screen printing, the YouTube thing. Back in I'd like to say April of 2015. So they're kind of not doing all that well. They have a invoice that they haven't handled in a while, and I went over there, caught up with them, just kind of shot the shit with them. And I was like, "Hey, we need something in order to print oversized prints. Do you mind if I grab this printer up?" That printer had been sitting ever since I had been working there, and so it wasn't near as, I guess, near as bad as trying to get Mario's printer working. And the printer that we ended up getting is a Epson 4800. Great printer. The thing's still practically brand new. I mean, it is an older model of a printer, but I think we're gonna keep it color and then just use. I got a see here. Got one of those CIS ink cartridges for it. I'm waiting on a chip resetter for the maintenance tank. Got some ink for it as well to fill that up. I forget which. Here we go. So we got this here. It's just bulk ink. I forget what who I got it from, but if you're interested, I'll leave a link down in the description after our live. But this wasn't too expensive. It was about $20, and it blocks out UV light. So we'll be putting that to work.
Sorry, like, it's just the delay. I just looked over and I just see bottle, like just coming at me, and you can't read it.
He's such a dork. Oh, I know, because the camera didn't want to focus on it for whatever reason.
But it's just like coming at me, like I involuntarily went.
But I'm looking forward to getting this thing all situated and having a way to output some nice color prints for Mario to be able to see the mock-ups and all that, and just to make things a little easier.
I'm just looking forward to not hearing "Ugh" every time I say, "Oh, by the way, it's an oversized."
Yeah, because I had been going out to Katie just to handle that. So that's what's been going on here in our shop. I'm gonna go over to the desktop view. I just need to grab the browser really quick, and then I'll show you our page if you want to submit some of your work. Perhaps you got a new piece of equipment, you want to toss it up, and we'll feature it next week. So be sure to go and join our Facebook group. It's a Shop Talk News and Q&A on Facebook. I'm just trying to get my browser up and going here. And let's see, where's this thing at? Why is this never, there we go. There we are. Yes. That'd be, wait, no, that's not it. Jeez. It's not even showing it anymore. Anyways, Shannon, go over to some of the comments real quick while I sort this out and read off some of the comments so we can get a little caught up while I get this sorted out.
Okie dokie. Joseph saying, "What's up, man?" I'm here too, by the way. Thank you. Hi. Jay, what's good? They're saying hi. Matthew Grider, 33. Ryan Palmer says he's with the T-shirt Storm brand on demand printing. We have a 5 Epson DTG printer. He cannot wait to hear what you have to say today. Leonardo, yo. Ryan Palmer, pre-treating while listening. Screen is way more durable. And Ryan Palmer is arguing that with saying screen printing is not more durable. We guarantee 100 plus washes. Bad Brad saying hi to people. We've got. I'm just reading. I'm rusty. Okay.
No, I think it's funny that we've got people already arguing over.
I wouldn't say arguing. I would say disagreeing.
Okay, yeah, disagreeing over.
Gold Ghost, you have separate emails for different things. Could help a lot. No, they all just go to me.
Yeah.
And I deal with it afterwards. Okay, Juan Carlos Rodriguez says, Saludos, I am from Mexico. You have a great channel.
Thank
Sounds
you, we
like a good
appreciate
problem
that.
to have, Shannon from Bad Brad. Yeah, deal with my headache right now. Right Beats!
What's up, Rye Beats?
Xperia Prince. Mario took my name.
Oh, did he?
Sorry.
We're gonna have to let him know that shame on him.
Well, to be fair though, I call him Mario. Roosevelt Brown says skip the emails. We have rocking locks. And we need to get Apollo a rock band hair weave. Apparently we both have awesome hair at this point. And Apollo needs to fit the
Yeah, he's not fitting in, is he?
Shirts coming off the Platinum is a pain. Happened to Xperia Prince a couple days ago. I don't know.
How's it go?
I don't know. That's how it goes. Scoob!
What's up, Scoob?
Screen printing himself is better than paying someone to screen print and paying for DTG is from Soul Hype. Chris Richardson says BK looks like it and wonders if it's from Burger King. Where's the best I can talk. Where is the best place to get larger than average transparency paper from?
For doing film?
I'm assuming.
I just generally get it from Amazon. Like, pretty cheap from Gold Up.
Okay. Ligman Nuts. DTG and embroidery can complement a screen print business very well. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
There was one print we did that was a screen print, embroidery, and HTV. That was really, really cool. It was really expensive for them, but it was really awesome. Reflective, too. Roosevelt Brown. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Soul Hype. No argument, but screen print is timeless. When I use DTG, pre-treat makes the shirt stiff. Sometimes even shrinks black shirts. Why the black shirts?
Because you have to pre-treat them in order to lay down white.
Well, yeah,
on top of it.
But why black and not say like royal?
I think you have to treat the royal as well. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. I don't know. We don't have a DTG here.
CJ's place misses screen printing. Come back.
What happened? Did you get out the screen printing game?
Scoob says that DTG cracks, not what I heard, but what I know. Ryan Palmer, pre-treatment will not shrink the shirts. Weird that it would only shrink one color. I don't know. I don't know anything about DTG. Every time I get a request for a one shirt full color, I send them to my DTG people that I absolutely adore. Like, we're actually email best friends. It's so much fun.
Yeah, they're really cool, and that's something I want to bring up once we dive into the topic. I'm not so I was gonna dive in and show you guys the page, but since we started doing just kind of debugging a lot of the issues that was going on with,
we got faster internet.
Thank you, Shannon. We got faster internet. There you have it. That was the entire problem. Now, that was part of the problem, but the the Mac OS X OBS Studio, in which we're able to do these live streams and put all these graphics up. It's a free format, and it just every time I did a test on my Mac side of things, it just didn't work all that well. So I had to install Windows on my Mac so I could flop over to it, and all my passwords are saved over there. But just look it up. I'll put the name that you have to look up in Facebook in the comments. It's Shop Talk Live screen printing. I think it's screen printing news. I might have to go and like change that name because it's a little long-winded. I think Shannon initially wanted it to be called something else, and
Shop Talk After Hours.
Yeah. But I was just like, you know what, we just need something. So that's what I ended up with.
Something.
No. But I don't know. Something about the Shop Talk After Hours. Who knows? I'll probably end up changing it. I still need to go back and revamp the graphics because it's been a while since I've done anything with it, and so now I'm taking it more seriously. So go over, add yourself to the group. I'll approve you. I'm going to go back tonight and add a bunch of people, and that'll be a good place for you guys to actually go and submit some pictures and all that stuff. Anything you want us to share that we can't necessarily share through the chat. Pictures, videos, whatever you want to do. Toss it up there. All right, so are you ready for the ADHD segment, Shannon?
Yeah.
All right. What do you think we're doing?
I don't know. You said
time?
You had a plan.
I do have a plan.
Do I have to put my hand in a bucket again?
No, you have to stick your foot in a bucket.
I don't want to stick my foot in a bucket.
All right, so we're gonna deviate just a little bit, just a little bit, not too much.
Why is my hair green in that picture?
Green in what picture? So this is what we're going to do. We're gonna go over to
That's my
the
moment.
YouTube, and ladies and gents, I'm going to show you some of my favorite screen printing YouTube channel that's not ours. Obviously, we think ours is the best. It's really not, but
I'm already bored.
So we're going to rapid fire some of these.
How's that for ADHD?
Rybeats, always love to see what Rybeats is up to. He's constantly posting stuff. I've tried to keep up with doing the daily posts and all that stuff, but I just can't do it. And man, hats off to you guys that can. So Rybeats, be sure to go check him out. T-shirt chick, I actually got off the phone with her a little earlier today.
You never called her back.
We were just, I lost my connection, and I was hoping to kind of collab with her since she's over in Louisiana. And
Louisiana.
No. It's Louisiana, okay?
Okay.
It's Louisiana.
Just like farther.
Don't you mess with
just
my
like
accent
further
over
is
here.
farther.
Let's see who else we got here. Obviously, I think a lot of you guys know, not that he needs any introduction, but Lee Stewart puts out some pretty killer videos, great videography. His thumbnails are just absolutely epic. I wish I had the time and money for such equipment. Well, I mean, time-wise, I think he's done a great job. To me, he's kind of like the the Peter McKinnon of the screen printing
Who's
world.
Peter McKinnon?
And speaking of, and this is a little off topic. Peter McKinnon, he's a YouTuber that teaches videography and how to do photos. So you can kind of see where he gets some of his influence from if you go over and check out Peter McKinnon's channel. Awesome dude. And then Waldo, I keep up what's up with the the only problem is I can't ever remember the other numbers. Waldo, if you're here, leave a link to your YouTube channel. I see his, here we go. Maybe I've got a notification from his last post. Anyhow, so Shirt Show is another one that I like to check out when they toss stuff up. They're pretty funny. Hopefully we can be on there. If you're watching, we'd love to, Shannon and I would love to jump on your show. Occasionally I'll see what's up with a t-shirt and side hustle. I forget his name. I'm sure you guys, Stan Banks. I think his channel used to just be called Stan Banks. There were a couple things that he had posted back in the day. I'm just like, what? It was kind of one of those face palm things, but he's grown quite a bit. Who else? Tiano, is it Tiano or Tiano? He's really cool too. So he's someone else that I like to check his stuff out. I haven't watched some of his videos in a little bit just because we've been busy, but he puts out some killer stuff. And then Joe as well. Heart and Hustle. Joe has some awesome content as well. It's been cool watching his channel grow. Someone else I still keep up with, even though he's kind of diverged from screen printing, is Reyes. Shannon's like, Reyes. But initially he started out doing screen printing, and I remember when we had about the same amount of subscribers, and he happened to have some videos go viral, such as these here, and a lot of it was about screen printing. So I mean, it was just a regular dude, and he's still a regular dude, but you know, his channel's grown substantially, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's all about the business end of things. And let me think of who else I'm trying to and then I think last but not least, the Print Life. Obviously, I think a lot of you guys know who Cam is. Cool dude. I think he's getting back into doing vlogs daily. I know he took some time off, and now he's posting videos regularly. I think he's gonna try every single day, from my understanding. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's our little segment for the day. That is the ADHD. Oh, wait. Just to keep in the momentum of the ADHD. This will totally be ADHD, because this has nothing to do with screen printing. But if you want to go over and check this guy out, his name's Matthew Chevalier. He's kind of a good looking dude. He does some stuff with
right.
cars. He's all right. You know, he's working on some videos. I see he hadn't uploaded in about a month, kind of like this channel, aside from doing our live stuff. But I do have some videos in the works, not concerning the car stuff. That was just something I started doing when COVID hit. I'm like, well, crap, I don't even have anything to show. And you know, we've covered a lot of stuff, and there's still a lot of stuff I'm going to cover, but at the same time, I kind of needed I love cars. There's 3 things in life that I'm okay, I'd say 4 things I love in life. No, make that 5. Okay, aside from family and Shannon,
Aw.
those things are. Will you get off your damn phone?
ADHD moment in the in like just the picture of it.
But what I was getting at is the fact that art's always been one of my biggest things, and part of being an artist. I picked up music when I was 14. I have loved that, and then my father was a mechanic, machine maintenance, and worked on cars as well, and built hot rods and whatnot. So that's like just kind of like just hardcore, just like deep seated in my blood is the car stuff. The music and art just kind of came out of nowhere because no one in our family plays music or is an artist. So there you have it. That's our little segment for the ADHD. So now I'd say let's go ahead and dive into our weekly topic, in which we're going to talk about DTG versus screen printing. What should you get in? And if you're watching this and you're considering starting a business, perhaps with all the COVID stuff that went on in 2020, perhaps you're looking to maybe start a business or do something on the side and make some extra money and potentially work towards working for yourself. And so let's dive into our weekly topic: DTG versus screen printing. Shannon, what are your thoughts? I would love to hear your thoughts on DTG and screen printing. What are some of the pros and cons that immediately come to mind when you're thinking of the two?
Am I supposed to be completely honest and frank?
Yeah, completely honest and frank. Or you can be completely honest and Shannon.
My first thought about the DTG thing is, thank God I could ship this off to somebody else so I don't have to deal with it. I'm serious. It's just, I've got like quotes to do and stuff, and I don't want to have to sit there and argue with somebody over like trying to explain why we're not going to do 2 full color prints.
Well, doesn't that come hand in hand with the fact that we don't have a DTG machine? And if we had a DTG machine,
if you start talking about more machines,
I'm not talking about more machines.
No, I don't want to deal with it. Like, it's the same reason I didn't want to deal with the embroidery thing. I was happy outsourcing it. And you know what? I'm happy like just sending people the information, because it's always.
Oh, you're telling me you were happy outsourcing the embroidery this past year in 2020?
Okay, 2020 is like,
even period. They were
yes,
a pain in the ass the whole time.
No, they weren't.
Bullshit.
They got their stuff done on time, except for this last year.
Okay, and that made us look bad on several occasions.
And that's why I was finally good with getting it. But honestly, like, if someone comes to me with the 2 shirts that they want done full color, I'm not gonna bother with it. And then I send them the information. I don't even try to like, get the contract pricing, because it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I just click, paste, copy, send, go for this person. So and that's what I like.
We're not even
time. I'm too busy.
We're not even outsourcing to someone that does DTG.
No,
we're just sending the business their way.
I don't have time. I am one person, and I have 400 emails to go through. I am taking calls all the time. I have legitimate screen printing quotes I have to get to, trying to earn other people's business for things that will actually make us money, and not just me going, I am not getting paid enough for this. I just send them their way because they actually specialize in it, and I can do what I need to do. That's my honest thought on it. I don't even try to like get the commission out of it, because there's no freaking point. It takes more time than it's worth. I'm tired of being the 4th middleman. Those are my thoughts on
it. Okay, hold on.
I'm not the printer. I'm the manager, and the manager gets annoyed if she has to like try to deal with that kind of thing when she has things that could actually make her money.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Those are my thoughts. So I just send them to the
Well,
DTG people.
what would you say when if someone were to get into the business and they were just starting out and they wanted to invest either in they just want to decorate shirts?
Well, it depends on the route they want to take.
That's true.
If they want to handle like this, like the smaller like order numbers, like singles and stuff, which can out in way more quickly and be produced more quickly, then that's what they should go into. But if they want to do the silkscreen thing, which is, a more laborious process, but it's for larger quantities, it's just whatever route they want to take. I mean, there's no right or wrong on it.
No, of course not. Just I'm just saying, like, if you were to get into a business, and let's say you went to an ISS show or an impression show, and you saw all the things they had to offer, from screen printing, DTG, heat pressing, embroidery.
Well,
Had you not found, had we not met, which of those to you?
Well, that's kind of hard for me. That's kind of hard for me to answer because I'm an artist. Or at least you claim I am.
But let's say you got this rad art going, and then someone's like, yeah, to screen print that, you got to really know how to do separations and how to burn a screen. And let's say the same.
But the process is part of the beauty of the art.
It is, but
and that's what's special to me.
But let's say someone said, they're like, hey, here's this DTG machine here. All you have to do is spray this coating on it, or we even have a machine. You just stick the shirt in there, and it sprays it, and then you I don't even know. Do you heat press it or do you let it air dry? So you dry that, and then you print it on the shirt, and then you got to heat press it to cure it. And so you got to have a heat press to go along with it. Actually, I don't think you heat press it. You spray it, you print, and then you heat press.
Well, for me, it's not really. I'm really biased because physically creating the art is the most special part of.
In the computer or like on press?
With your hands on press.
But we well, I can't say we hardly use our hands. We use our hands quite a bit.
Yes, no, but it's
even with the automatic. There's still a lot of
screens. You're using your hands. You're making your palettes and basically your canvases, so to speak. And that's the fun part to me. That's what's important to me as an artist. But there's nothing wrong with the DTG process if what they want is just creating the art and just getting it out. That's fine. Me, I like the messy part. And I was actually telling Michelle today, it's really ironic coming in here as an artist.
I'm listening. I just wanted to make sure I was pointing the right direction when I'm like pointing at you. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that it was kind of ironic coming in here as an artist into like basically a world of art, and all I do is freaking look at numbers.
How does that make you feel?
I have a lot of headaches.
Okay, so
but that's just my opinion, though. It's one person's opinion.
My opinion in this day and age, the least expensive in order to get into immediately is screen printing. Screen printing by hand, there's plenty of affordable options out there screen printing wise, and it's very hands-on, which that's one of the things I liked about it, that I love about it. Obviously, I showed you guys the car channel and all that stuff. I'm into music, and if you tuned in last time, you saw the guitars that I built. So I like doing things I like things that are kind of like projects. Yeah, I was even saying the other day, you like projects. So like when we got these two printers in order to get rather than dumping $5,000 into a brand new printer and I can just plug it in and go. I kind of like the struggle a little bit. I like I like having the project and just being like, yeah, I revived this thing. I made it work. I know how this thing ticks. If something comes up, I can get this thing up and going without having to really take it in to have anyone service it. I can service it myself. It's kind of like when we got that first automatic. I was like, I saw it. It was $6,500. I knew with, you know, a couple $1,000s of parts of just refurbishing the thing that it would just continue running, and that we could be set on that end for aside from it just eating so much damn air. But it got us into automation, and that was a project that took, how long did that take? 2-3 months.
I just remember cursing.
Of course, every project I work on, there's some sort of cursing. It's not a struggle if you're not cursing a little bit. Then if everything were easy, it wouldn't even be a challenge.
Every
Life
art,
wouldn't be a challenge.
every art project I do, Matt has to dig out of the trash at least twice.
Yeah, see, so that's your struggle. Your struggle is your art, and part of my art is just like figuring things out, how to be able to make them achieve what I'm after. And it's kind of like the simulated process stuff, you know. And it took a lot of time. It took a lot of trial and error. It was definitely a struggle getting to, and it's still a struggle now. It's not ever, we don't ever put anything like Mario is struggling today on a, you know, a one color print. And it's just like little things that were just being overlooked because it was just kind of like, it either was his mind wasn't in the right place or whatever the case may be. You know, there wasn't enough tack down. Perhaps the screens weren't prepared to the quality in which they needed to be, and therefore things started falling apart, and it made for a bad day. But also it's kind of like, hey, you know, here's rather than letting this defeat you, you know, what are some of the mistakes that were made that we can learn from, rather than it just being like, oh yeah, no, it's just it was printing. I mean, that's something that sometimes goes on, and I'm not pointing any fingers, but sometimes things go on around the shop where it's, rather than making excuses, just saying, like, figuring out a solution and instead of excuses. And I think if you figure out solutions to things in order to achieve your end goal, you're gonna accomplish it, rather than building a brick wall in front of yourself. You can be like, you know, I'm gonna figure this out. And there's a lot of figuring out when it comes to screen printing. I'm not just talking about the equipment and all that. It's an art form in itself. It's very hands-on. It's affordable to get into because you can get a manual press and all the equipment. I mean, it's all pretty simple equipment, but it does take it does take a lot of trial and error in order to like start getting good results, and just to kind of feel like, yes, I remember when I was like, yes, I'm finally in a groove. Mistakes are kind of behind me, aside from a shirt here and there, maybe one shirt every 100 or so, where even when I'm doing a front and back print with sleeves, I might booger one up, and I'm still like, you know what, I'm on a pretty good, got a pretty good batting average going on here. Versus and then there's the flop side of things, where if you're just getting into things, you definitely have to have a larger budget with DTG, unless you buy something used, which I wouldn't recommend doing unless the person has really maintained the thing. And that's one of the things about a DTG printer is there is the maintenance. Screen printing has maintenance to it, but I mean, if you get a printer that sits up, I mean, if you're not putting the thing to use, just like any inkjet printer, it's going to clog up, and there are consumables when it comes to a DTG, and they're pricey. You can charge more, but it's kind of like the embroidery machine. We got our DTG file, we've got our shirt or our cap. We choose, I mean, you still have to choose your threads and all that, and you hit go. If you've already done a sew out, you're happy with it, you're just chugging along, but it's a slower process because the machine can only go so fast. With screen printing, you're really able to replicate an image over and over with a lot of consistency. Even on a manual, there is some variables to a manual. Heck, even on an automatic, if you're not constantly loading that shirt at a pace where, you know, if you're putting it on, you're doing a base, you're flashing it, and then you're hitting it with a flattening screen, you stop for, you know, 15, 20 seconds because you're loading your shirt on wrong, or your shirt fell on the floor and you're having to get lint and crap off of it. Where your other shirt that you should have hit with the flattening screen, there's going to be, you know, it's not going to be as flat as the previous ones where you're just jamming along. So the pros to me with like screen printing, and I think it's pretty obvious, is just the rate at which you can replicate an image on a garment versus DTG. It's only going to go so fast. You know, it might be 5 minutes a shirt, depending on the size, how many colors and all that. If all things were equal, I mean, you're printing a shirt every, manually, I'd say every 30 seconds at a comfortable pace. On an automatic, maybe every 5 to 10 seconds, depending on how many people are on it, and you can get some pretty consistent results. A DTG, you're going to get consistent results regardless. I think some of the variables to it is, you know, how even you put down your, damn it, what is that called? The spray that you put on it. We just talked about it. Now it's just kind of escaping my mind. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. The treatment, the pre-treatment, and heat pressing things. I mean, after it prints it, heat pressing it to cure it, or running it through a dryer if you're at that level. But I'd say DTG, the quality you can get out of a DTG these days is absolutely superb. The only thing about DTG is the colors aren't as bright, in my opinion. I don't know if it's gotten any better, but when it comes to your reds and your greens,
That's not exactly true. We saw those like those things at ISS, and we were amazed.
but there was one booth where they were doing both. It was the same design. One was DTG and the other was screen printed. The screen printing had it was brighter, not by a lot, and who knows, it might be catching up towards where the technology in these inks. And you can let us know in the comments.
Oh, they're already going back and forth.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, because as every year goes by, it keeps getting better and better. And I recall this particular booth. I don't want to put any names out there. And they said that in order for them to make this DTG print, and this, to me, I'm like, why would you even do that twice? I mean, same thing for screen printing. If you printed it twice, it would be brighter yet again. But they were saying you could run it through the DTG again, and it would make it just as bright. But that's just a waste of time and money, in my opinion. So to me, in my opinion, I think that DTG is great for when you have volume of people that want kind of like print on demand kind of things, or if you have a shop where you get a lot of ones and twos, or maybe even up to 50. To me, that would like be a cap if someone wanted about 50 shirts where it's a bright, colorful print. at that point, if I had a DTG shop, I'd be like, nah, I'm just going to outsource this to a screen printer that I know that can replicate this really well, like Mikey Designs and Silkscreen, and do it that way, because I think at that point you're spending a lot of time in decorating these garments versus and even with screen printing, I mean, there's setup time and all that, but once you're set up, I mean, you can just bang shirts out quick. DTG, the setup time is more minimal than screen printing. It's definitely less time, but it also does take a lot of the variable out of it, given the fact that your machine's properly maintained. It's none of the nozzles are clogged and everything's flowing great. So they're both great options. Entry level DTG. I'd say you'd probably spend somewhere around $25,000 if you were to do a manual screen printing shop. You're under that, just depending on how minimal you want to go. I mean, you could start out with a one color, one station with a flash and a conveyor dryer and a little tabletop exposure unit, and get something. I mean, heck, you could get something within the couple of thousands, if even that. I'm sure you could get some Amazon presses, but if you're serious about it, you'd want to get something where you don't have to step up, like a 6-color 6-station exposure unit that's gonna handle your frames, the washout booth and all that. I mean, that could easily rack up to $15,000-$20,000. But I do still think screen printing equipment in general is more affordable, depending on how how far you want to go with it. It gets pricey, don't get me wrong. Like, once you get automated, then things start going up. But you can gradually work up to that point, versus with a DTG machine. You get a DTG, you're only going to be able to crank out so much, and then you're like, okay, you need another one. I'm not even sure if they make multiple head DTG machines, but there are DTG heads on screen printing machines where you can so in other words, you still have to make a screen for the white base. You print your white base, you flatten it out, and then it goes to a head where it prints directly onto the ink, and then you send it down the dryer. But those things are really expensive, super expensive, like nice house expensive, at least here in Houston. So do you got anything else to add to that, Shannon? All right, let's go over to the chat, because I'm sure, because we don't have a DTG machine in the shop, I'm not biased towards one or the other, because I could find a million reasons to bug Shannon and be like, hey, let's get a DTG machine in here. I mean, we found some of the closest things possible, like transfer paper, but those things don't really last like screen printing or DTG would. And it's, I think, good for a one-time use. One of my favorite shirts is the Nirvana shirt that I have. That's the picture of Hanson that we did here in the shop with Mario's color Epson printer. Speaking of the 4800, let me show you guys something real quick before we move on to the chat. But there are, in case you are interested, there are conversions for just regular inkjet printers. They do make kits that are fairly inexpensive. I have no experience with these whatsoever, or how well they work, but I do remember seeing some videos on geez, on a way to convert your printer. Let's say if you had a 1430 or a 4800. You know what Facinium used to use before they got their like a regular DTG printer? They had one of these, the 4800s, that was converted to
Really?
DTG printer. Yeah, all the plastic was off, and it was a table that moved on. It was like a row of tables where I think it could do about 4. They could line up 4 shirts ready to go, and it would just print out of that exact printer onto the shirt. And I was like, man, how much did this station setup cost? Because I know where I can get one of those printers. Or like it was $25,000 just for that setup. I was like, holy shit, never mind. Forget that. But it basically was kind of like I'll go ahead and switch this over real quick so you guys can take a look at this.
The new Nico DTG.
Nico, I think that's what it is. And so this guy here has created a system for even for 1430, and it just replaces the paper tray feed. And he seems like a smart engineer, and the guy figured out a way to turn an Epson 1430 into a DTG printer. So that might be a viable option if I'm not sure if he's still in business and doing this. I don't see why he wouldn't, but
Position. Your base is ready. You load your shirt.
you'll have to go and check out some of his videos. Okay, so let's go over to, and I mean, here's some examples here, just some pretty cool stuff. So let's go over to the chat and we'll see what everybody's saying, and we'll go through those, and then Shannon will do her dad joke of the day. So let's get to some of these questions, and we've got answers for you. We've got the answers. Hopefully we have the answers for you.
It's mostly back and forth about the.
Everybody's just kind of debating. Yeah. So let's go through some of these or the conversations that are going on. Who's saying what? Who's Shannon? Do you want to start off, and then I'll dig in as well and see what we're looking at here. Who's talking about what?
It's okay.
Levi Apparel's like, guess he's getting a DTG. No, we're not getting a DTG.
Sounds like we need more people in the shop to cover tasks or reassign tasks. I was just telling Michelle today I need a mini shop now, so I agree.
By the way, guys, if you do have a question, because I know there's a lot of that you guys like to chat amongst yourselves. If you have a question, be sure to do at Mikey Designs and Silkscreen, and we'll make that priority. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of go through the chat and see what catches our eye. Obviously, a super chat gets priority over anything, but we're just going to go through the chats here. If you got a question, hit us up at Mikey Designs and Silkscreen, or hit us up with a super chat, because it definitely helps support the channel. We're not begging or anything, but if you want to toss us some beer money, we're not going to say no.
I never say no. Anyway, JBM Design wants to go into embroidery. DTG is nice, convenient for small runs, but he's not sold on it.
I can't say I am either.
Troll hype. If a consumer is looking for just graphics or words, DTG it is. I'm gonna possibly disagree on that.
Where are you at, and what was the
I can't
statement?
tell you where I'm at. I have no idea. The thing is in my ass. No, but he's saying if a consumer is looking for just graphics or words, DTG it is. I might disagree with you on that if it's just a single color. With a single color, we'll just HTV it.
Yeah, I would say for DTG, you're looking more to do. I mean, you can do simple stuff with it, but I mean, why when you could get as elaborate? I mean, there's not as many limitations, I would say, with the quality of DTG. Like, you can just, man, there's some art that we get where it's like, man, screen printing that is, we can screen print it for you, but you know, we're printing stuff at like 45 LPI, 55, 65, just depending on what the art is. Like Myron, for instance, that thing where it had money inside the brain. I was like, no, there's no way that's going to show up with screen printing. But I mean, it came out fine. He was happy with it.
Yeah.
It just
I don't know. I can't really comment on it. It was ugly. But okay. 3D Oneer. This is a question actually for me. Do you think it's bad for business, being some people want to sample your work but don't want to order mass quantity up front? Absolutely, we won't do it.
You tell them.
No, I won't. I won't pull it up with it. Because they want like a full color thing, and they're like, I want one shirt, but
Nope.
I just need it as a sample. I'm just like, well, then you're gonna be paying $200 easily in one shirt because it's not worth our time. It is not worth our effort. It's not worth the materials. And then we're just doing this on the trust that you're gonna come back, which we always have to take with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So it's bad. No, like it's just too much time. It's not worth it. It's too much. It's too risky an investment.
Yeah, you could put your, if I'd say if you're starting up, even still, I wouldn't bother with it. Put your time and effort into other things. If you need to do some more search engine optimization or get things like really going with your social media, you can put time into that rather than. That's not the kind of client you want.
No,
that's not the kind of client we want either.
No, it's not the client you want, because you know at the end of the day, even if they do come back, they're still going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, they're going to ask for it again because you already performed that service for them, and
that's what they expect now.
Yeah.
So no. Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, no, definitely bad business move just to do screen printing for a sample.
All right, let's move on down the line.
By the way, whatever prints. Somebody said I sound like a Virgo. I'm a Scorpio, by the way.
Oh, you sound like a Virgo?
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what that means. But I'm a Scorpio.
A Virgo.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what that means. I don't follow astrology.
Astronomy.
I keep getting mixed up.
Astronomology.
It's astrology, but I don't follow it. So all I know is I'm a Scorpio, Virgo.
If you had your own YouTube channel, I'd follow your astrology. Yeah. Never mind.
Thank you.
Continue on.
DTG is best for artists. Well, it really depends on the kind of artist you are. Like, for instance, Michelle, she does all of her stuff on her tablet.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I have markers.
Karen, Denise, hello. I'm sorry if we hadn't said hello just yet. I can't necessarily say I agree with that, and that's just because there are so many artists that do work really well with screen printing, and it's not just because they're like designing around screen printing, but the screen print media. Like if say for instance, someone's got an art studio, like my cousin, for example. He is a fine artist, and he does some really edgy kind of things that actually have to do with astrology, that have to do with religion, his beliefs, culture, everything, music, just all kind of wrapped into one. And it's definitely something I could see, like him using screen printing in order to actually physically make a hands-on piece of artwork, paint on it, and all that. Like with DTG, it's, you know, it's definitely not that you're not an artist if you're using a DTG printer to replicate your prints onto a t-shirt, because there's plenty of artists that do prints, like mass production of prints, and they might number it, you know, yada yada yada, through whatever it is, and sign them. But they both have, they're both tools in order to achieve an end result. What are those end results that you want? The DTG will get you a completely different feel, look. The approach to the art is different, versus screen printing. It's a completely different art as well.
Personally, I just like the physical hands-on.
Even though she doesn't screen print, she likes the hands-on. I mean, you screen printed your own apron there.
And Panda wrecked it.
How about that? I think Mario threw it away the other day. Did it get thrown away? Yeah. I think, don't you worry. We'll do another apron. That thing was funk. That thing was so funky.
But that was mine. Why does he keep taking all my stuff and throwing it away?
And then he goes writing on the wall.
Mario!
We're going to have a meeting tomorrow. You did what the shit? I saw it out there, and I was just like, eh.
It was my first thing I ever... Well, it was my first thing.
No,
well, we did like that one half-ass Lego Hulk on our second date.
Yeah, that was totally...
It only halfway printed.
Where's that shirt at?
Think it through.
Shame on you. Yeah.
Well, it's mine. I can throw it away. And it was like a 2XL or 3XL.
No, it wasn't.
I was wearing it as a night shirt. My parents laughed at me.
Yeah, that was the point of the whole thing. It was a night shirt.
It was only halfway printed. It didn't have legs.
Oh.
Okay, so will you take it off, because I am...
Yeah. Let me holy crap, it's 8:16. All right, so I'm
so mentally done.
Yeah, I'm gonna blaze through some of these. I'm gonna read some of the last comments here. I mean, it looks like a lot of you guys are just kind of saying hello. Bill likes to say updates on action steps. I don't have any updates. I'm still working on it. Sorry it's taken so long.
He got overexcited about announcing it.
It's not overexcited. I think I got a little too hyped up in...
That is overexcited.
No. What I'm trying to say is that I guess I'm wanting it to be... I'm just gonna release it. You know what? I got the domain and all that. I'm gonna put it out there.
Who wants to be beta testers?
I'll put a YouTube video up. I'm gonna give myself a deadline. All right, and you guys are gonna hear it here. That's what I've needed, because for me just to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm working on it.
Oh, guys, he's writing it down right now.
All right, let's say so today's the 1st. I'm gonna say on ooh man, this is gonna give me a lot of homework.
Thanks, guys. I get a whole lot of cursing in the future.
Okay. By April 5th of this year, I'm going to have it ready. So yes, I do have an update. I'm glad you asked. Thank you. Action steps will be ready for by April 5th, and keep an eye out for video in between then for beta testers. And I'm excited about it. It's been in the works, but I think I kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit because it is a lot of work doing these doing the YouTube stuff, and then my bandmates, the current bandmates, are like, "Hey, let's start a band again," and I was like, I've got a lot on my plate, and this is definitely a 2021 goal. I didn't want to cram this in with 2020. I didn't want that funk on it.
Do that on the sub.
Yeah, this is an awful sew out though, because the digitizing that we did. So we're learning digitizing, and this just Michelle's learning digitizing too. And let's just say I learned a lot. Michelle learned a lot from this too. Okay. Well, I think we've answered some questions.
Oh, but I did see on this, Virgos are apparently very hard workers.
What's that?
Virgos are very hard workers.
What are?
Virgos.
Oh, Virgos.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not a Virgo.
I was thinking I could use that in an argument when you called me lazy, but now I can't.
You're not, well.
I am a hard worker, but mostly because I just, I kind of think this guy's cute.
Karen, it will not work with Corel. I am sorry. So it's basically a set of Photoshop actions. Anything that you see that's like some sort of button where you hit it and it's just going through, it's really just that artist's set of actions that they've programmed in order to get the results, separate the colors. And if you go back to how to manually separate in Photoshop, that's all it really is, and it's going through and recording those. But the caveat to all of that is the fact that in order to make these separations work for everything, you have to consider a black shirt, a color shirt, adding a black in there, the ability to adjust some of these colors, the ability to add a spot color. And so programming those things, and not only that, our version, I don't know if all of them do, but our version will allow you to be able to convert those separations into half-tone dots for screen printing, so that way you don't need a RIP software. I mean, you could get away with having Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, or just Photoshop by itself, and run these actions, this set of what I call action steps, and make your separations, and then convert everything to a half-tone pattern, and then just print it through a regular inkjet printer without having the expensive RIP software or the need for the Get Separation Studio or something like that. So that's where that comes into play. That's the benefit of it. I think it's great for people just getting into screen printing, and it will help out. I can't necessarily, and you'll see as I create these videos, there's no set of actions out there or software that's just, you hit separate and you're good. There's always going to be some tweaking. So if someone tells you that you don't need to touch the separations at all, they're not being truthful to you, and they're just trying to sell you a product. So at least with what I'm doing, I'm going to be very transparent about it. Okay, we do have one at Mikey Designs. This is going to be our last thing we do. Question we read off before Shannon does. Didn't talk about DTG Pros. Air conditioning all day, $7 to $10 a print. We did talk about some of the pros. Thanks for bringing that up. You can be in the air conditioning with screen printing too. It just depends on your shop, really. $7 to $10 a print. I mean, there's times when if you're making $7 to $10 a print, what are your expenses per print? That's something I can't really dive into because each shop's going to be a little different. Your setup time and all that stuff.
Also, your location.
Your location. There's a lot that goes into play. We just kind of really wanted to dive into the artistic side of things, perhaps the setup. Every shop's going to be a little different. Every printer's going to be a little different, whether it's DTG or screen printing. The costs are just going to be different because our costs to run an automatic machine is going to be different than like T-shirt chick's cost to run her manual press. You know what I mean? So.
And I consider like where you are located, you know, we get a lot of customers like from the East and the West Coast that get just come to us because they're like, wow.
Yeah. George Lopez Designs at Mikey Designs on Silkscreen. I think you guys stated before that you use Printavo. Yes, no. Yes, we do use Printavo. If you do, how was the learning curve and what of all three tiers did you start at? We're still currently using the entry level, and we really just have three pricing matrices in there. One's for contract printing, one's for retail, the others for embroidery. There's still, because we haven't upgraded and we haven't really felt the need to, there's still some manual number crunching that has to go on, like considering
every
shipping.
every single time, if it's like not going to qualify for a free vendor,
Right. Yeah, if it's not going to qualify for free shipping, then
or if it's a specialty location.
Right. So I mean,
I should be the one answering those.
There's I set the thing up.
I do the numbers.
What you talking about? You can go out there and print. I'll do quotes all day long.
I got 5 for you right here. Let's see how my prints come out.
Okay, I've got 5 oversized.
Every time you do a quote though, I'm like, did you remember to count for this? No.
Yes.
No.
I do.
No, you don't. Look, did you count for the vendor freight? No.
Dude, look.
Dude.
Shannon. Okay, I know from the front door of this door here to that door over there, everything that needs to be accounted for.
Yeah, well, you know what? On pricing, the student has become the master.
Okay. I'm taking it as a challenge. That sounds like a Printavo challenge video. Anyway.
Oh, we should see who could do one fastest.
Yeah, because I'm not going to have to manually crunch anything. I'm going to go in there and hit.
Then you're losing money.
No, I'm not.
What if, okay, no, it has to have a specialty print and it has to be a number of 12 from SNS. So you have to calculate the vendor freight plus the specialty print.
You are making things super complicated. I think
I'm taking your challenge, but we have to do it the right way. We have to show who's the boss on this.
I think I need to retrain you. What is going on over here?
Oh, you just don't like that I'm better than you.
That's not what it is. You know what? That's not what it is at all. Because I set the whole thing up.
You set the whole thing up, and I learned it.
Mm-hmm. You set it up. I trained you on it. I'm still training you on it. Matter of fact, we're having training day tomorrow.
I'm calling in sick.
Anyways, do you have Clubhouse or know what it is at Mikey? What is that? I'm not even sure what that is. Clubhouse. Anyhow, so it is that time for
Bagware. He's asleep on the couch. Sorry, he asked about Apollo. I don't know.
Yeah, Apollo. Here, let me switch it over real quick. Where's it? Man, he's just blending in, isn't he? he is blending in. There we go. There's Apollo, right there. He's just getting his chill on. He's having a good old time. There he is. Good old sweet Apollo.
He's much better now that he's not pulling me off the stools.
He almost weighs 70 pounds now. He's turning into a big boy. All right, so Shannon, are you ready for your dad joke of the day?
I am.
All right, let's go ahead and kick it there, Shannon. Hold on, wait 1 second. Wait for it. The dad joke of the day with the lovely Shannon the Shop Note.
Tell me what I can do.
Go for it.
Hey, Matt.
Uh-huh.
What did the drummer name his twin daughters? And a 1 and a 2.
Jesus. All right, gang. Well, it has been fun. As usual, we did go over our time. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We are going to get out of here. Shannon, let me put Shannon in there so she can also be part of the piece out here. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. You know, give this video a thumbs up. We're going to be doing this every Monday. Now, I know it had been a little bit, and we're seeing some new faces in here and some of our usuals, and we appreciate all y'all for tuning in. So we'll see you next Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And
Ish.
no, it'll be 7 p.m. Generally, we're trying to end at 8 o'clock, but here we are at 8:30. So, and we just enjoy doing this. So I'm glad we're back.
Loquacious.
It's always a lot of fun, and we're just gonna keep on trying to improve it. And I don't know what else to say here aside from let us know if y'all have any questions.
I have
Again,
more jokes.
join. No, Shannon, you just save those. Okay, you've got a whole year's worth of time to do jokes. Go over and sign up for Shop Talk on Facebook, so that way you can post some pictures. Let us know what's going on in your shop. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later. Shannon, you gonna say something?
Love you guys, hearts.
All right.